teams.
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 1 of the International Third Place match. This is RESIN and TIVAT here, as we're looking at Sleeping Giant. Zath, RESIN in the green, talk to me. What do we got?
Yeah, RESIN has Ragnar, Harugumo, Yu Yang, another Harugumo. Now, this is the first time seeing Mad Dog in a Yu Yang. That is a Radar Yu Yang with, looks like Sao Zhen Bing for the boosted survivability. Got a Brisbane. First time they've brought a Brisbane, and they brought two of them. And a range mod Stalingrad. And then we've got a Brick and a Colombo for their battleships. Again, look, Vermont not using unique upgrade.
I think I like Brick on this map, Zath, because you're commonly going to hold a battleship near mid just because look at where all the capture zones are, and that gives you a lot of influence.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
All right,
what do we have to the
TIVAT
south,
in red. Yeah, at the bottom of the map here, TIVAT bringing Yu Yang. This is Rafa Emperor, a very similar build. He is not a Radar Yang, that is a Smoke Yang. We're looking at a Ragnar Moonshadow headed up towards B. Their other destroyer, that is Dummies Harugumo, headed over towards the one line in that smoke configuration we're very familiar with by now. He's backed up by Swords Brisbane. Fairly typical. Now, is that a gun build? That's like a gun build Brisbane, basically. Sometimes you see torpedo build Brisbanes, but that's not what this is. We're looking at DK's Stalingrad. That is reload, not range. What are my other cruisers? I've got another Brisbane. Yang Yang's Brisbane, headed to the other flank. Backed up by Son of Beach's Des Moines in unique upgrade configuration. And a double battleship configuration for them as well. We're looking at Forever's Brick. He has also brought a USS Vermont hanging near mid. And opting not for the Colombo, but for Regio Doloria is Ziek Sheng. Curious.
With Cincinnati, of course.
Yeah, but why Doloria? It's the 20 inchers, I think. It's the 20-inch SAP. That must be it. I was like, why would you run Regio Doloria? But I'd forgotten. That's the reason why you would do it.
Well, there's a couple, actually. So there's that. There's the fact that its top speed is 36.8 knots, which is stupid fast for a battleship. It's got really good concealment at 12.3.
She's a little faster than Colombo, is she?
Yeah, she's better, and she's a bit on the sneakier side. We talked a lot about Loria. We saw it a lot in regionals. We haven't seen it much in internationals, but a lot in regionals. And I think that that combination of the speed and concealment just helped so much. Be someplace that surprised them. I mean, look where he's going. He's going all the way to 10 line.
Well, so far, game's sort of playing out about as you would expect. Both teams opting for a Smoke Brisbane, Stalingrad setup essentially over here along the 1-2 line. Nobody really wanting to go to A. And then finally, dueling Ragnars across B cap, backed up by Vermont. Everybody else playing over at C. The only major difference is that at C, RESIN has an extra destroyer. They're running Harugumo Yang.
Now, I'm looking over at A, and this is the thing that I find interesting. When you honed in on the gun build Brisbane. Gun build Brisbane on paper sounds great because you're shooting at destroyers, but a lot of times what is decisive in these Death Snail on Death Snail is just look at all the torpedoes, right?
Yeah.
So the more torpedoes that you can just pump out and vomit, as you like to say, the better.
Yep.
So,
well, and the other thing is that at most of the ranges that Brisbane finds itself fighting at, like the things it wants to shoot at, like a destroyer, at the ranges it commonly finds itself doing that, it doesn't have great ballistics. Minotaur suffers the same problem. Same guns, right?
Yes.
Now, in this
Loria
instance...
detected.
Yep. Let's say Vifire also starting to come under fire. Shang took a hit there. That must have been from the Colombo.
Yeah. It was Fiva's Colombo.
Some deep water torps coming for Loria, but he's well ahead of them. Yang doesn't even care about these. Or no, I apologize. He's a cruiser. He can get hit by these.
Yeah.
These aren't Asashio torps.
No.
20-inch SAP going downrange looking for Mad Dog, coming up empty. Another big Colombo salvo going downrange looking for Shang. Or no, went on the Brisbane, also coming up empty.
You're going to see a lot of that. Now, go ahead.
I was going to say a little bit of hot Ragnar on Ragnar action across the B cap here as Brick lands some shells on Moonshadow.
You know what I find really interesting, Raptors? This map also is playing very different from how it played last weekend. It was very common last weekend. This and Land of Fire, you had one team that would go hard for C and D. If they can control C and D, they've got interior lines they could just relocate as needed very quickly.
Yep.
But we're not seeing that again.
No, we're not right now. Son of Beach's radar up, picking on Big Boy's Ragnar. More Vermont shells falling on Moonshadow. Both Ragnars trading fairly evenly across B right now. Each team ticking up a cap. 6 minutes gone. Eagle Lance finally had enough. Drives directly into the A cap. Let's see how TIVAT chooses to respond. They're going to put up Dummy's radar, Sword's radar, but it's not going to do him a lick of good.
Yep. Now, chat, I'm seeing this from 5 minutes in your future, but this is a best of 5. The third place match is still considered a best of 5. But we're only bringing you the first game, and then we're going to go to the finals, the first place game. So if you want to find out who's the best loser, there are people that are casting it.
Yep, we're casting the first game of this match, then we'll be moving on to the finals, which is also a best of 5. Eagle Lance getting some blind resets there from the Brisbane. Got to move back up to prevent that from occurring, I think. And then finally the Brisbane losing the lock.
I'm more interested on the 10 line. Sheng's Laureate taking a deep water torpedo, now a follow-up Brisbane torpedo.
Look at all the torpedoes.
Yep. And then here comes some follow-up shells that could start a fire as the DCP expires. Problem solved, sir. Ship's on fire. I hate when that happens.
Oh, yeah, isn't that always fun? All kinds of shells looking for Shang's Laureate over there as Eagle Lance getting just absolutely wrecked. What's hitting him over here? How are they even spotting him?
Well, Stalingrad's smacking him.
No, they had the Stalin radared him and reset him. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The Stalingrad didn't radar him. They must have used the Stalin's radar after on the piggybacking on the Brisbane radar. That's what must have done it. Loria slinks away, pops a heel. Sheng still alive back there. Resin slowly pushing down the 9 line, looking for inroads.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to take advantage of the fact that the Loria is being pushed back.
I gotta say, Zath, if I'm Peyton, I think I drive right into B. I don't think they could stop it. I think you drive right into B and you smash the Des Moines in the face.
Well, unfortunately
Am
for
I crazy?
Peyton, you could do it. You might pay for it heavily about 5 minutes later, but you could do it. And I think that's the reason why they're holding him.
Ooh, big hits on Moonshadow. Now down to 6K. Got 2 more heals back there if he wants them, but it's going to take time. Eagle now on a sliver of health. Does finally convert the A-cap. I think they're blind firing him in there.
I'm sure they are.
Radar coming up from his friendly Stalingrad. That's Vifire. They want to make sure that Eagle's clear to escape.
Yeah, but this Stalin's going to radar in a sec here.
Yeah, DK's radar is just going up. Eagle's now on 1,000 HP, and here comes the shells that will end his game.
Everybody wave to Eagle. Bye-bye, Eagle. I'll get a picture of him dying.
They catch a glimpse of Moonshadow off that Stalingrad radar as well and get some shells into him, Zath.
And Moonshadow even crashed into the island. Oof.
Yep, he did. Down to 3,700 back there. They've pushed him so far back off the cap, it ought to be easy for Resin to pick this up. So they're down a ship now, but they have much better board control for the moment than TIVAT does.
Yes. TIVAT continuing to try to just hold the corner. Sheng's Laureate is probably going to take another torpedo or two here for good measure. No, he sees
Nope,
them now.
they don't quite have the legs.
Mm-hmm. Rafa Emperor in trouble now in the Yu Yang.
Caught out
That's a
under the
smoke.
guns of a Yang, a Harugumo, and a Brisbane.
Yeah, we didn't catch that earlier. That's a smoke Yu Yang.
I mentioned it. I pointed out that he was smoke and not radar.
Hmm.
Oh, Peyton takes a big hit as the bricks come up and start throwing shells at each other.
Yep.
Forever's armor seems to hold up better at that angle, though. As now Big Boy's Ragnar seemingly unafraid to just start farming HP off of this Vermont.
I mean, they got the cap. They've beat back the other Ragnar. What are they afraid of, right?
RESIN moving out to their first lead of the game, 20 points and growing. They have a nice cap advantage here with 9 minutes to play, but they are down a ship. TIVAT probably doing a little better on health, I would say, and so going to be a little easier for TIVAT to flex their muscles if they want to. Peyton is not getting the kinds of hits that Forever is on his opposing Vermont.
So Dummy is now making his way into A. There's the Stalingrad radar to make sure that Dummy will be safe getting in.
Yeah, they'll grab A for free basically at this point with Eagle gone.
Yep.
In fact, the Stalin Vifire has already repositioned and is headed the other way.
Yeah, they know they're going to lose it, and I think they've decided to focus on Forever Qtian's Vermont.
I think it's the better play. If they can get this Vermont out of mid, they'll be in really good shape.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time A flips over, it's going to be about I'd say roughly a 90-point lead for RESIN. Radar going up over here on the 10 line from Yang Yang. They're going to spot Legends Brisbane, even though he's currently being covered by Frice's smoke. Going to counter radar now.
Mm-hmm.
SAP from Shang. Big AP salvo from Forever looking for the Brisbane.
Ooh.
Nothing
Decent
doing.
hit.
A little bit of damage. Not the kind of damage they were looking for with that radar.
No. You bring brick for the white bar.
Yep.
But there was no white bar. 404, not found.
There was not. Moonshadow back to 8,800 HP, but that's all he's got left in the tank. All his heals are burned. Peyton now putting shells downrange on DK's Stalingrad, who has likewise repositioned with his bow in towards B. Both Stalingrads that had been looking at A earlier, now focused on the middle of the map.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, another big hit on Peyton.
Yeah, Peyton's armor doesn't seem to be holding up as well as Forever's does. I'm not quite sure. I guess he's plunging them through the deck, maybe? I'm not sure exactly.
Well, this is, I think, the Stalingrad that's actually getting the good shots on Peyton, because now he just switched to HE. Interesting.
2 minutes here from a RESIN win. Trying to hold on here. They own B, they own C. I don't think they're going to lose control of C. I'd say the control of B is much more tenuous.
Yep, Moonshadow opens up now. They really want to kill this Vermont.
Yeah, well, I mean, and his heal just expired, and for another Vermont salvo is falling in. Ooh. See what I mean? It just feels like Forever is getting much bigger hits.
Oh,
Peyton
71.
gets to a DCP, but 71 HP. They can't see him. They're no
guessing.
longer have eyes
they're
on
so
Peyton.
Close. They're so close.
71 health, and Peyton's going to slink away. Maybe some more Stalingrad shells coming in. Nope. Blind fire missing. 70 seconds now from a RESIN win. Peyton gets to another heal. That's
That'll do
a
it.
huge deal. Moonshadow's going to push B, I'm sure. Dummy's Harugumo pushing through Thunderdome. He's headed that way as well. I think RESIN may be just deciding to collapse on C. Oh!
Yeah.
Legend took a couple there.
Yep, deep waters. But that's okay. He's got a super heal.
I think RESIN may be deciding just to collapse on C and hold what they've got to get out of here, to get out of game one with a win. But it's going to be a challenge, to put it lightly.
We got some TIVAT assets heading to the B cap. They're going to step on it. There's the radar. 57 seconds.
Big boy trying to maneuver inside of this little cove over here, get some shelter so he doesn't get smashed. He's got cover to starboard.
42
He's
seconds.
gonna make it. Both teams now over 900 points. RESIN just has to hold on and not make a mistake, not lose a ship. 30 seconds from a win here in game 1. Forced to watch, and Sword now engaging along the 1 line.
Yeah,
doesn't
good old
look
Brisbane.
like that. Brisbane slap fight.
Yep.
That engagement should not matter. 7 seconds.
And 22 on the other side. Look how close this final is.
Yep. RESIN's going to hold on to win by about 30 points. There it is.
Wow.
Solid game, ladies and gentlemen. Nice way to start the 3rd place match. These teams look pretty evenly matched, if I do say so myself.
Absolutely. And as a reminder, y'all, that's all she wrote for us covering this particular match. We're going to be bringing you the 1st place match in a few moments.
Indubitably. All right, well,